Hi, this is Chico Resch. You are listening to the Let's Go Devils podcast on the Primetime Radio Network.
Happy Devils Saturday. This is Devils After Dark, coming to you live from the Primetime Radio Studios here in beautiful New Jersey, in the bunker, away from Madison Square Garden. And really away from Madison Square Garden is Scotty of SiriusXM Liquid Metal in Beverly Hills, California, in his fortress as the Devils dropped Game 6 to the New York Rangers, 5-2. They had to fight the Madison Square Garden crowd. They had to fight the officiating. They had to fight the bad ice. They had to fight the bad luck. I feel like I'm making excuses right now, but Scotty, it was just, I don't know. It was just, I don't know, just it sucked. It didn't.
Well, it sucked because we lost and we were hoping to wrap up a series here, of course, but hey, calm down there, everybody. This is what the playoffs are all about. Remember after Game 1 how down we were? Remember after Game 2? I had people telling me, it's over, it's done, and then poop, 3 games in a row, Devils domination. This is how it goes. And you can't, listen, the Rangers played a good game today in front of their home crowd. I thought they executed some things really well. Devils, again, they were sort of playing their game. They sort of weren't. They kind of got away from it a little bit. But still, overall, not the worst scenario in the world. I mean, can you see a pattern forming here? Devils lose 2 at home. Rangers lose 2 at home. Devils win 1 at home. Rangers win 1 at home. It's all coming down to a big, bad Game 7, which we should be very happy is on our home ice. And the real thing is, Devils fans, if you got tickets to that Game 7, oh baby, just like Game 5, get out there and support this team. Get out there and rock your red, raise hell, like they like to say. You know what? I probably jinxed them. I didn't even realize, Sam, I have my glasses on today, damn it. I've been wearing my contacts for every win, and probably my fault.
I just realized I'm wearing my DuckTales t-shirt today.
Damn it.
Oh.
Damn it. Probably all my fault. I switched to the contacts for a little good luck charm. They won 3 in a row. It's probably all my fault. But either way, it's okay. It's okay. You still got Game 7 on the home ice. So we are going to see what this team is really, really made of. And oh, Steven, when the Devils win, you're not allowed to change.
You know what?
Anything.
It's almost calling for a banning at this point.
Are we gonna get? Is people gonna get?
Yeah.
Oh boy, there's our other best friend showing up here all of a sudden.
Yeah.
What a shock.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to put some people at We're gonna give them the old end of the game misconduct that they're doing now. Just like if you get hit by a pitch in baseball, you're not allowed to throw at another batter. You're immediately ejected. You're out of here. You're out of here.
I think Cornhole and Steve Engel is really gonna get
in the timeout.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Timeout. It's happening.
Oh man. But yeah, I mean, a tough game today, but you had to know that the Rangers were going to come out and throw the kitchen sink their way. Gallant did all he could, switching up the lines. I said it right?
Yeah.
I still want to say Gallant, but I know it's Gallant.
Gallant.
I don't know why I always want to say Gallant, but either way, Gallant. They had to bounce back. The Rangers had no choice. Their backs were against the walls, and they came out and they played a good game, and they got production from the one guy that seems to be leading their team, and that's Chris Kreider. Just like games 1 and 2, Kreider was involved on 3 or 4? Was he involved on 4 of the 5 goals? I think it was 3, right? 1, 2. Then he had the first, and then the next 2. Yeah, Kreider was involved on 3 of the 5 goals. That dude can make things happen. He's been quiet last couple games, but like games 1 and 2, he really, he is the flow of that team. Zibanejad, I know Zibanejad scored today, but he's been relatively quiet. Panarin has been doing really nothing. Patty Kane had a good game 1. Was it game 2 and 3? I think he had good. But other than that, he hasn't really, showed himself. Tarasenko's been playing all right. Adam Fox, he got 2 assists. There you go. It's Kreider and Fox. Fox had 2 assists today. He's been quiet since game 2. So you knew they were going to come out, much like the Devils did in game 5, in front of the home fans and give it their all. Devils threw the shutout at the Rangers in game 5, and the Rangers came back and they counterpunched here in game 6 on their home ice. Really not that shocking, tell you the truth. Would I have loved the Devils to wrap it up today? Of course, we all would have. But did they go out there and completely blank the bed? No, I don't think so. I think there were some really good goals from the Rangers. And, it was a tough day. And we're going to see how Akira Stone Cold Schmid, which, by the way, we already got to give a shout. Sam Wu, let's do this before I even forget. Who was it again? It was Troy, right? Where is this? Troy Howarth. Troy Howarth. He has made, let's see if I get it up there. I don't know if you can see it. He has already made the Schmid 316 shirt over there. Because Stone Cold Akira Schmid 316 says, I just shut you out. What? Gonna pop open. Actually, I'm popping open. I actually have a little adult beverage here myself after this loss. I said I was gonna have one, win or lose today. I was hoping it would be a celebratory adult beverage. I don't have any Schmidweisers in the fridge, so I got a little whiskey and Coke over here. Like American whiskey, where we do all our games from, where we'll be for Game 7. Right across the street from the Prudential Center, Monday night. Oh, baby, it's like Monday Night Wars, wrestling all over again. And I hope you're there too, if you can be. We're working on some more special guests. Your big stage. Oh, damn it to hell. Sam Wu, I'm just remembering I completely forgot to make you that music mix, didn't I? Oops.
Yes, you did.
Scotty blanked the bet on that one. All right, I'll have to I'm gonna make sure I do it and get that taken care of. Whoops, a daisy.
I did play some good music though.
Okay. Yeah. I have faith in you. I know Beer Baron likes to make fun of your music mix, but
I wanted to play Sublime, and Short Sky's like, no, you can't play that song, but why don't you play that song?
What do you want you to play? Like Date Rape or
no, What I Got. I wanted to play
What I Got.
The Wrong Way.
Oh, Wrong Way? Okay. I mean, both of them work. I thought he was going to have you go back to like 40 Ounces to Freedom or something like that. Maybe play 40 Ounces to Freedom or Date Rape.
Well, there was a lot of reefer in the streets that day.
I smoked 2 joints. Yeah, you should have played Smoke 2 Joints. I smoked 2 joints in the morning. I smoked 2 joints at night. I smoked 2 joints in the afternoon, and everything's all right.
All right, Woo Bucks.
Smoke 2 joints.
Deduct.
All right. Getting deducted Woo Bucks over here. Let's talk about this game. Number 6. Over there at MSG across the river. Big time national broadcast game, which means we were all tortured by Sean McDonough's call again. Sam Wu and I agree Ray Ferraro wasn't as bad as usual. Even though he was laughing when Schneider scored the goal over there late in the game. But the national broadcast game seems like Devils always have a little bit of little anxiety going into these national broadcast games over there. No changes to the lineup. And like I said, the only thing that was changed was no Steve Levy. He was back in the studios with PK and Messier. And I was telling Sam, whoa, I'd rather have Levy, Messier, and PK calling the games. I think that would be nice. You get a little Ranger, a little Devil there with those two guys. You get a classic call play-by-play guy there with Steve Levy. Put McDonough in on the intermission reports instead of the play-by-play. Either way, I'm not going to talk about the announcing. Let's talk about this game. Start out in the first. Devils got some good pressure right off the front. They got a good opportunity from Jack Palat and Halla. Palat, big shot that Shesterkin made the save on. Another one with John Marino, delayed, brought the puck in around the net. He got a good chance out in front to Timo, who put a shot right through the crease. Timo Meier still pointless in this series. Nathan Bastian got an interference call. The PK came through on that one. And then it was the fourth line coming through for the first goal of the game. The old Hamburglar. No, wait. That was someone else. Sorry. The old, what can we call Curtis Lazar? The beef and potatoes. That's what he was. He was a beef and potatoes type of player. That's what he said in his interview. Of course, he famously ate a hamburger off the ice, and someday he will eat a Wawa or Quick Check sub off the ice at the Prudential Center. But Curtis Lazar got the scoring going there for the Devils at 11:49 of the first period, and really, this was Mikey McLeod, Beer Baron's man crush, coming through with an excellent play here. He brought the puck into the zone, through the neutral zone, up the ice, into the offensive zone, and protected it. He had pressure on him. He took it all the way around the goal, protecting that puck, shielding off from the Rangers defense, and he did a one-handed whip pass back to the point, which I believe was to Damon Severson over there. It might have been to Kevin Ball, who then, I can't remember if it was Ball then passing it over to Severson, or if it was Severson moving along the blue line. Either way, Severson does shoot it. It gets in. Nathan Bastian and Curtis Lazar are parked in front of the net. It goes through a Bastian screen to Shesterkin, who makes the leg save, but Lazar is there to bang home the rebound. Oh, it was Kevin Ball. That was. Okay, so it was McLeod to Ball over to Severson, and then Bastian did not touch the puck. It went through his screen. Shesterkin kicks it out. Lazar's there to clean it up. His first of the playoffs, coming at 11:49. Kevin Ball gets an assist, his first of the postseason, and Damon Severson gets another assist after his tightrope walking act on the blue line in Game 5. He kind of pulls something a little similar, not as pretty, but still a good move there by Damon Severson, getting his assist number 2. Devils up 1-0. And then the play, which I know caused a lot of controversy, but the officials did actually get this right. Dawson Mercer diving poke check on Patrick Kane, who, man, did he have a rough game. How many pucks just bounced over his stick? And he's had a kind of a rough series, you know. Yeah, I can't say that because he had those two good games, but even last game, he took those 2 penalties when Trouba got himself out of position back on defense there. But Mercer makes a great diving play, stick out, kind of like, pokes it around Patty Kane to hit the stick, and he hits the puck first. He does not hit Patty Kane. He hits the puck first, pokes it away, and then his stick trips up Patrick Kane. And what the rule change is no matter what, whether you the old Kings tied it up 3-3 with the Oilers. We may have a bunch of Game 7s going on Monday night, but either way, the rule is even if you poke the puck away first, if you interfere with the player and take them out of the play, it is a penalty. This is a rule they changed, I don't know, 2-3 years ago or so when they brought in all the interference calls and everything like that. I know I was thinking the same thing, but the officials actually got it right. And if you go back and watch when the officials go over to Lindy Ruff, because obviously he was upset. When they explain it to him, you can see him. He gives like one of those, oh, that's right. Like, damn it, they changed the rule, so yeah, crappy call because it was a good play, but it was actually the right call. So can't get on the rest for that one. And then a late power play goal by who? Damn it to hell, Chris Kreider. And that was on the Mercer tripping call there that Kreider scored. It was a lucky kind of puck luck there. It went off of Kreider's leg, who was at the side of the net. Gravy train. Do not leave him uncovered. This is like the one game where John Marino, I feel, wasn't stuck like glue to Chris Kreider, and look what happened. He's in on 3 different goals. So please, Lindy, next game at home, let John Marino be the super glue once again to Chris Kreider to take him out of those plays. But it was a shot by, who was it? Was Zibanejad shot it, and it went off of Kreider's leg. For a second, I thought maybe we might get a kicking motion type of deal, but when you see the replay, Kreider's foot actually goes back, not forward, because he got hit in the shin. It's like getting kicked in the shins over there. But Bating deflects into the net there for his 6th of the playoffs. Of course, 4 of those coming in those first 2 games. His 5th power play goal. Again, 4 of those coming in those first 2 games. It's a power play goal for the Rangers there to tie it up at 19:35. One of those deadly end of the period goals that we all know can be very, very crucial in the momentum of the game. And then right after that, when about 10 seconds to go, Palat took a tripping call, which was, that's a tough one because it was a trip, but it was kind of a weak trip at the same time, but it is what it is. Palat's in the penalty box to start the second period. Tied 1-1. The Devils kill that penalty off, but then Palat takes another call right after that, a slashing penalty on Miller, and this one I'm like, as Miller only had one hand on the stick, and he dropped it. And if you watch the replay, you see Miller like go over to Palat afterwards and give him a little tap, on the butt and everything like that. Like, yeah, that was probably kind of a chintzy call over there, but whatever. It was called, and the Devils again kill it off. So penalty kill after that Kreider goal, still, is starting to work and starting to get a little bit more momentum back. Dawson Mercer picks the puck at the blue line, brings into the zone, crosses into the center, and oh, baby, did he let one rip. And then Eric Haula was right in front of the net trying to do the backhand slam of a surprise, surprise, bouncing puck. Well, what do you know? The old ice at Madison Square Garden sucks the big one. Haula tries to get that bouncing puck and slam it, but Shesterkin is there to stop that one. Devils took another penalty after that, right? Who was that? Oh, no. That was the Palat. I'm sorry. That was during the Palat penalty there at the beginning of the period. The PK took care of that one. No shots on goal for the Rangers in that second period power play. Jack Hughes. Oh, yeah, that's right. He walked into the zone, backhand feed to Timo. Shesterkin came up with a big save over there. Patty Kane, one of the shots that bounced over his stick. He was coming, and he up the ice there. There was a rebound trickling through kind of the crease area, and he swatted it wide past an open net. The Rangers, how many friggin' times are they going to cross-check Timo Meier and not get called for it? I mean, there was one that was well after the play had stopped, and these guys are just throwing cross-checks into his hips. Non-friggin' stop. I mean, how many times can they do that without getting called? I don't understand. Finally they called, who was it, Trocheck, who, again, just like Trouba the last game, just flat out punched him in the face. Finally, what was that, at 10:58 of the second period? I don't know how many freaking cross checks Timo Meier has to take. Because if you notice, you don't see Timo swinging back very much. I know we said this in the last Devils After Dark, but it's very reminiscent of that 2012 team with Covey and the whole swarm it up, where they were more than happy to turn the other cheek and let the other teams take a lot of penalties and not fight back. Timo Meier has done that. He has kept his cool. He hasn't put any points on the board, but he's still been effective in this series getting under the Rangers' skin. I personally, that one cross-check, it was like right before they went to a commercial break. I mean, it was way after the play had stopped. And players were like moving away from where the puck was frozen, by Shesterkin. And it was a blatant cross-check right into the hip side area. No go. Shocking. Anyway, the Rangers did get a goal after that, and it was Zibanejad's first of the playoffs at 10:10 of the second period, and this one was a great play by Kreider. Zibanejad found himself alone in the slot. Please, Devils, don't start doing that again. We got away from that, leaving men wide open in the middle of the slot. Kreider made a hell of a backhand pass from behind the net to find Zibanejad, who slams it home there. 2-1 Rangers at 10:10 of the second period. Finally, after that goal is when we finally got a penalty called on Trocheck, who punched Timo. 2 shots on that power play for the Devils. They don't convert. Nico and Tatar almost had a 2-on-1 breakaway. They got tangled up there near the blue line, and it really negated the whole thing. Shesterkin stepped out of his crease twice to throw picks at Devils players. How that's not an interference call, I have no idea. Oh, that's right. I forgot. NHL wants Game 7, and they want the Rangers to win. Either way, Kreider strikes again. Late in the second period, 18:25, Tarasenko, essentially kind of the same play almost, a little bit higher up in the slot than Zibanejad was. But Tarasenko gets the big snapshot there from Chris Kreider. 3-1 Rangers at 18:25 of the second period. And you're starting to feel like the nerves settle in a little bit. 2-1, you're like, okay, that's not a problem. 3-1, you're like, okay. Shesterkin's a good goaltender. The Devils can do this, but it's going to be a challenge going into the third period over here. And, the Devils, how many shots did they have in the third period? They had 17 shots on goal in the third period. I mean, they were throwing some rubber at the net. But it's kind of like one of those classic tales where, I don't know how many of these goals you could put on Akira Schmid. I think the one, because he let up 2 more, the one from Goudreau, the tip. Oh no, that one I say was a tough one, because that was at 7:23 of the third period. Goudreau got it. He was right at the side of the net, kind of tipped and fluttered by Akira Schmid. That's a tough one. The Schneider goal after that at 12:28 to make it 5-1. I think maybe he would want to have that one back a little bit. But 5-1 Rangers, the Devils were throwing a lot of puck at Shesterkin, and it seemed like he was like getting into that groove. And Akira was just, for the first time we saw him maybe kind of get a little cold there in the third period. Well, they were tough shots though. And the other two, Tarasenko and Zibanejad, center slot like that. Whew. Those are two guys that you don't want to leave, uncovered in the center slot. So tough there on Akira Schmid. He ends up getting pulled there late in the game. They put Vanacek in there to kind of finish up the last, 7 or 8 minutes. Devils played most of the third period there, or the second half of the third period with Vanacek pulled. They did get a goal from Dawson Mercer, a power play goal at 15-12 of the third. Mercer slammed that bad boy home from Heischer and Jack Hughes. Surprisingly, it's Jack Hughes' first assist of the series. It's Nico Heischer's fourth. Nico doesn't have any goals. He's got 4 assists, but we need the captain put that puck in the net. Same thing with old JB. And I'm not talking about Jack Black from Tenacious D. I'm talking about Jesper Bratt. He's had a rough series where he just hasn't looked like himself. And I know he's slipped a number of times on that ice, and I know that ice is crappy there in MSG, but he seems to be really struggling. You can point to Timo not having any points, but he's been quite noticeable out there on the ice, getting opportunities, and obviously in games 2, 3, and games 3, 4, and 5, and even 1 and 2 as well. He was completely under the skin of the Rangers, and especially Shesterkin. So in a way, yes, he has been effective. Jesper Bratt, I don't know what it is, man. He is just really struggling right now. You can see Nico just seems to be he had a couple of really good opportunities today. Shesterkin robbed him on a big glove save, I think just before. I can't remember if it was just before or just after the Dawson Mercer goal. And by the way, that's Mercer's second at 15-12, a PPG power play goal for the Devils over there. That, of course, came after Trouba, again, trying to be Mr. Muscle Man, punches Nico in the face to knock him down. An obvious roughing call. So, man, that's what the Devils need to take advantage of. In the other games, Trouba was running around trying to hit everyone. In Game 5, it left Patty Kane back twice on defense. Had to take 2 holding penalties. It looked like tonight, like the Rangers were able to play a little bit more of their game. And again, if you can't win any game in a playoff series on your home ice, then there's an issue there. And like I said, these two teams seem to be following suit. Devils lose the first 2 at home. Rangers then lose their next 2 at home. Devils win 1 at home. Rangers win 1 at home. And they were both pretty, I don't want to say like dominating games for either team, but they both played, I think Game 5 was the best game that the Devils played, and I think Game 6 was the best game that the Rangers played. So they're like following suit against each other. It's going to be an exciting Game 7. Listen, I wish the Devils wrapped it up today. I didn't want to see no Game 7. I wanted to see them clinched and heading to Carolina. But this is what the playoffs are all about. These teams are not going to just roll over and, that's it. We're done. No way. Especially on home ice. You knew the Rangers were going to come out beyond motivated. They played a good game. Devils had some opportunities. They buried 2 of them, but Shesterkin played well. 2 of the goals, that first one off of Kreider, that's some good puck luck. That's being in the right position. Again, please, Lindy, let John Marino be on Chris Kreider like glue in the next game. The other tip, the Goudreau goal, it's really hard to put on Akira Schmid. Leaving Zibanejad and Tarasenko alone in the slot, maybe you wish he can get one of those. Those are 2 really good players right there to leave alone wide open in the center slot position. They don't miss very often from that spot. If you told me that, just because I'm looking here, not trying to call him out or anything like that, but if it was Jimmy Vesey, in the center slot position, you left him alone. Like, okay, Jimmy Vesey over Tarasenko, please, And I'm just saying Vesey because he's right here in my app in front of me because he had an assist on the Goudreau goal. So I'm not trying to call you out, Jimmy, or anything like that. But if he gave me a choice, Vesey or Zibanejad, leaving him alone in the center slot position, I'm going to take Jimmy Vesey, okay? So tough goals on Akira. This is going to be a very big test. It's a lot of adversity here for him. Getting pulled, coming off a shutout streak. I know the ESPN announcers refer to it more as the Rangers not scoring a goal. I like to refer to it as a Akira Schmid shutout streak, that's what it was. Tallyless, I think old McDonough called it there. The Rangers were tallyless in this amount of time. No, they were shut out. Because that's what Schmid 316 says. Sean McDonough. Oh, please, for the love of Ozzy, give us Steve Levy back. I know we're not going to be able to get Captain Bill Spaulding and Dano on the call. I even said that to Sam Wu. Why not just have, Rosen, Micheletti, and Danico for the Ranger home games, and then Captain Bill Spaulding, Danico, and Micheletti for the Devils home games? Give us Levy, Messier, and PK in the booth next game. Just anything except McDonough and Ferraro. I won't complain about them. I won't complain about them. I'm sure they can bash on me being a horrible podcast host just as well. But the Devils lose this game 5-2. They tried hard there in that third period. But Shesterkin came up big with some good saves. And this was a game where Gallant came through with his game plan, and he got the Devils to play a little bit more of the Rangers game, as opposed to the previous three, which was just all Devil speed everywhere, on that ice. Now we come home for Game 7. This is what we fought so hard for in the regular season, to have this home ice advantage. And I plead with you, Devils fans, if you have tickets, do not sell them. If you do, please sell them to Devils fans, not Ranger fans. But go out and support this team. I know it's tough because these friggin' playoff tickets are so damn expensive. But if you have them, go support the team. Show them that we have their back. This is a team that we've seen grow up, and I think everyone is really attached to them and can see the writing on the wall that for the next decade or so, these guys are going to be the formation of a beast in this Metro division, or whatever it might be called by the time this next decade is over. But go support this team. Make the Rock bleed red and black. Raise hell. And give them our support. Because they've been putting on a hell of a show all year long. Most wins ever. Most points ever. And now, after it looked like we were down and out after Game 2, they strung 3 in a row together in a dominating style. They lose 1, and it's all going to come down to Game 7. It's been a hell of a series so far. And that is just my plea. If you have tickets, go and support this team. Show them how much we really care about this team and how much we've watched them. How many of you have been on this YouTube chat after every single game this season? And I know a lot of you don't all live in the New Jersey area, much like me. But even this podcast numbers have grown exponentially throughout this season with this team. So, please, please, please. I know I'll be watching here from LA. Intently. I screamed once again when Lazar scored in the first period. I screamed when Dawson Mercer scored at the end of the third, even though I knew it was probably 4-0. So, support this team no matter what. And let's hope that Lindy, much like he did after Game 2, Game 3, who we know has had his finger on the pulse of this team all season long, can make the right moves, can shuffle the lines a little bit. I would think, I will turn this over to you guys, everyone on YouTube Live, Facebook Live, Twitter Live, and Twitch. I would think Akira Schmid is back there in net. Does anyone think Vitek Vanacek would be put back in for Game 7? I'm going to say no. Just because I really feel like 3, maybe 4 of these goals are really tough to put on Akira. So I'll turn that over to you guys. Let me know what you think. Is there any shot that Vanacek starts in net in Game 7? I don't think so. And we really need Timo Meier and Jesper Bratt to get some points on the board. I've been dying to do my Gimme Fuel, Gimme Fire, Gimme Goals from Timo Meier, James Hetfield impersonation here, and I haven't been able to do it all playoff long. Max says Jonathan Bernier confirmed. They're calling him off long-term injured reserve. Judy says Schmid. Eric says Schmid. I'm saying Schmid. We'll see. We'll see how that cool, calm, under pressure. Mark said, imagine calling up Nico Dawes. No, I don't think they're going to do that, Max. Supernova. Lindy says VV? Well, that must be on the, maybe that was, I don't know. We'll have to see. Obviously, I didn't see the post-game presser because I've been here talking with you guys. Mark says VTech could deserve another shot. Yeah, if it wasn't a Game 7, maybe. But I think you got to go back to the guy that got you back in the series. Ronaldo says VTech is well rested. Cornhole says Vanacek has to be in. We're going to see. That's going to be a big, big decision. But keep them coming. Ryan says VV might have enough rest for Game 7. He has looked good when he is well rested. They're going to have a day to think about it. Daryl says might be VV. Max is informing us in the post-game presser. And Lindy said he'll do analysis with Marty and the other coaches. All right. Paul Zinski said, because Stone Cold said so. And that's the bottom line. Because Stone Cold Akira Schmid said so. Joseph says Schmid looked fine tonight. I thought he did too. I thought there were some tough goals against him there. But enough about what I think about. It's Reap says VV. Okay. Let's hear from the greatest heel in the history of hockey Twitter. And of course, the king of the football calls. Man, do we want a playoff football call from John. Don't call me Dan. Laces out. Isotona gloves Marino. So we can hear the awesomeness that is Sam, by God, woo. Sam, you were in the comfortable confines of your bunker today, hanging out with Mrs. Wu. Not allowed to eat any unhealthy food, of course. All salad all day for you.
Not exactly.
The extra bacon cob wasn't on the menu. The Sam special. Oh, not exactly. You got to sneak in a nice little deli sub or something like that.
No, it wasn't sneaking. I just went out and just bought food.
All right, Sam. Well, this is the first time you've really not had to do like a whole bunch of like extra production or being around American whiskey or just running here, running there, running everywhere, but you've been able to actually sit down and really focus and enjoy the game. You know, what did you think of tonight?
Well, I said in Game Day Live that my head said there will be a Game 7, even though my heart wanted the Devils to win 4-0 tonight. I'm going to give it some hope, but before we do that, a big shout out to Ryan Huntner with the Super Chats. He's done multiple Super Chats.
So, crap. I'm sorry. I missed that. Oh, that's right. I'm sorry.
Yep. He goes, bring back Rock and Roll Part 2 for Game 7. I promise the arena will erupt so crazy the Rangers won't even know what happened. Can you imagine? I agree. But, right now there's nothing we could do about that, unfortunately, Ryan. He also said I would lose my mind if Rock and Roll Part 2 came on after a first goal. Ownership, take note. I believe it's the right time for that LGD. Would be a big surprise.
Maybe we should have someone. Can we have someone just like cover that song so we don't have to worry about the whole Gary Glitter, part of that song?
I did the research.
We just have someone do a cover.
I actually did all the research on that. And I've said this before on the podcast that back in 2006, a company in the UK called Snapper Music had bought the rights to that catalog. It was just part of a bundle. And when they found out what was going on, that all the monies, the royalties, actually goes to children's charities to fight pedophilia. So that actual song itself, does not go to Gary Glitter.
Are you sure? Is this like a Gary Glitter birder company? Is that what's happening over there?
Dude, honestly, I'm being very serious about it because I actually talked to the CEO himself. Unfortunately, he passed away in around 2019, and there were some erroneous reports in the Rolling Stone that it was going to Gary Glitter and the New York Times, but that was all debunked by the New York Post because Snapper Music came out, which was now bought by another company, saying that no, when I talked to that CEO in 2006.
Sounds like a bunch of credible sources over and over and over again over here.
Yeah,
the Times and the Post.
But
boy!
But I actually talked to the person. That's different.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's not hearsay at that point. The Ryan Huntner also says Brad going to shoot in the series plot back game. Super chats. And also Devils in 7. Thank you for all you guys do. Lots of super chats from Ryan Huntner. Best.
Oh, thank you, Ryan.
Hashtag LGD. All right, so here is the Kumbaya moment. Some positive thinking here. Remember when the Devils were down 0-2, I said, hey,
and real quick, Robert Isaacson, Ray Ferrari, that's just too nice to Ray Ferraro. Don't give him that kind of car. That's just too nice of a car for him. It's more like Ray Ford Escort.
Ray Jalopy. That's what he is.
Ray Yugo.
That's what we're calling him from now on. Ray Yugo.
Ray Yugo.
Remember those Yugos?
Oh,
I think my dad actually looked at one for fun, and when he turned on the windshield wipers, they actually flew off the car. I think my dad told me that story. Like, it literally fell off the car.
I would believe that with one of those old crappy Yukos. Yeah, I can see that.
Oh, they're classics, man. So, I mean, it's very rare that you saw a Yugo back in the day. I mean, when you saw one, you're like,
Ford
yes!
Fusion.
So, but here's some good juju here. Okay, so the Devils. Remember how I said like the Devils lost the first 2 games of the season, like the playoffs. Well, they won 3 straight in the regular season. and the Devils won 3 straight in the playoffs. They lost one. The Devils lost one tonight, and then they ripped off 13 straight wins. And that would equal a Stanley Cup. So if you want to follow that pattern, I was thinking that, and then my buddy Paul, @Guy Paul, even said the same thing in the text to me. Just, I was thinking to myself, he's right. Like, I think it's meant to be what's going on. And if the Devils can win on Monday, and they can really rip off 13 straight, that, if it follows that pattern, I mean, that's going to be very tough. It's not very highly unlikely. But it gives me hope that the Devils know what they're doing. And in terms of Vitek and Schmid, honestly, I think it should be Schmid.
Ray Prius. Sorry. Ray Prius.
Of course, it has to be a hybrid, right?
Oh, I love you guys. You guys are so funny.
Yeah. So, I forgot what I was saying now, but
you were talking about Vitek and and Akira.
Honestly, like, I think it should be Schmid, but if they if he puts Vitek in, he better stop that puck, because Lindy, sometimes I think he overthinks it, but really, you got to go with Schmid. It was not his fault tonight at all. He didn't look gassed. He didn't, they left guys wide open. Again, the officiating tonight, I thought, was very below average. It wasn't the worst, but it was below average, in my opinion.
I thought there were some questionable calls. Like I said, the two Palat calls, the one, especially the slash where Miller only had one hand on his stick, that was definitely a tough one. And the cross check to Timo there, like, well after the play, how that didn't get called, and it was literally right in front of both of them, both officials, and they didn't call it. I don't know.
Yeah, and if you're looking for a good conspiracy theory as well, I saw one on Twitter, and I know who it is @DevilsFan208. His conspiracy theory is the Devils sent out an email blast that United by Hockey Mobile Museum will be in New Jersey at Championship Plaza on May 1st from 4 to 8 p.m. And that was sent before this game, as if they knew that there was going to be a Game 7. So, if you want conspiracy theories and all that kind of stuff, read into it. It's pretty interesting. It's like, how do they know that there was a possible Game 7 to put that museum there? Because if the Devils won, why would you put it on May 1st? Makes no sense whatsoever. So it was just kind of interesting that came about, and this was sent early this afternoon before the game. But anyway, that's just a little fun stuff. I just think that, go ahead.
I was just going to say real quick, Ted, you may have missed it, but we did talk about it. That actually was the right call. That's those stupid interference calls that they changed the rules on a few years back. Even if you hit the puck first, if you take out the skates of the skater, it's considered an interference call. Now, good question is, why didn't that get called on Shesterkin when he was throwing picks at the Devils, in the second period? Your guess is as good as mine. But as much as, 5 years ago, us is saying that is the best call that is the worst call in the world on Mercer, with those stupid rule changes, it actually was the right call.
Yeah. But here's the problem, Scotty. Again, I feel like we're a bunch of lawyers looking at the rule book again.
Yeah.
And again, I think this is the rule committee overthinking things to the optics, to the hockey eye. It doesn't look right. These rules, they're changing these rules for whatever reason. You're overthinking it. It was a hockey play that should have never been called, but it's like the lawyers really spoil the game with all these
That's something they need to definitely go back and look at in the offseason. I know they do that a lot with football. There's always a play in the football season where they're like, how the hell is that the rule? Blah, blah, blah. And teams are allowed to put in challenges to rules, at the end of the season. I think that is definitely something that they should bring up again. Like, if you hit the puck first, I can see if he hit his skates first, but if he poked the puck first with that play, the way Dawson Mercer did, I don't believe that should have been a penalty. If he hit Patty Kane's skate first, yes. But his stick, he stretched out. He used his speed. He stretched out and got around him, and it was a clean poke check of that puck. So I think that's definitely something that they should look at in the offseason of, maybe something that should be tweaked there.
Yeah, I didn't like that. Now watch them change it back, and then it screws us the next the next postseason, where it's like, oh, that was next postseason last year.
Yeah. It'll be someone on the Devils going in on a breakaway, and it'll happen to us. It'll be like, what? Are you kidding me? So what else did you feel about this game, Sam? What are you thinking about, the play of Jesper Bratt and Timo Meier? Now, we've seen Timo be physical. We've seen him be an agitator. Hell, we even saw him be a goalie there at the end of the game with the empty net, blocking a shot. He just seems to be pretty snake-bitten against Shesterkin right now. And Jesper Bratt he's losing his balance like left and right. And I know the ice is old sloppy jalopy there, but he looks to me more off than Timo Meier does. Timo is still being effective out there in other ways. And I'm not saying Jesper's been totally ineffective, but this is not the Jesper Bratt that we're used to seeing.
Yeah, I think one of the goals that went the other way, when I wrote that in the group text, that I didn't like Meier again because he didn't take care of his man there. I mean, it's almost like he gave up on the play. I forgot which goal it was, but, he was the guy trailing. He didn't back check. He didn't tie him up, and that's how they got it by Schmid. Didn't really like
the Tarasenko. Yeah. I think that was the Tarasenko goal.
Yeah, but overall, I've been pretty happy with Meier's performance, except for, he's not scoring goals. That's what he's paid to do. And, at some point, if you're going to get $9 million a year, you got to put up points. Nico Hischier, as well, not having any goals. He took that vicious hit from Trouba, and which I thought was a little unnecessary. Drew a penalty. But, again, it's the Devils for Game 7. They've got the home ice advantage. Yeah, you don't have to worry about the Madison Square Garden ice. I'm not saying Prudential Center is, that much better, but it's ice that they're familiar with, and they're going to have to really get the first lead like they did tonight, but also they've got to clean up in their own end because the Rangers were able to get through. And then as the game went along, the Rangers just started to dominate, in their own zone. And, Jack Hughes has been somewhat invisible as well at times, where you're like, was he on the ice? Was he not? But I think it all comes down to one game at this point. And I don't like Game 7s because the refs could dictate what will happen in that game. A bad bounce may dictate what happens. So the Devils really, again, they have the advantage here because they've got the home crowd. Hopefully they use that to their advantage, and the Rangers have no answers. But the Rangers, again, if you want to talk about that experience again, they may have it for that Game 7, where the Devils don't. If the Devils come out tentative, they're done. If the Devils come out aggressive and they play a smart game, they've got a good chance of winning and beating the Rangers. But Shesterkin right now is playing very, very well. and you got to still go hard to the net. You know, you can't just stop. No, you got to go all the way through, you know. Hopefully the Rangers D will, you know, knock you into Shesterkin. Then you take him out at that point. Got to get him off his game. You got to get him mad, you know. So.
Oh, boy. Judy's calling for Bernier and Blackwood to be to be the backup. Oh, Judy, we need to get you a sarcastic font. We need to figure out how to do the sarcastic font in the YouTube chats over here. Pope Mystic. Brat, Nico, Meyer, all 30 and 40 goal scorers, giving us nothing. Yeah, I got to look back at Brat's. I mean, I know he's got an assist or two, I think.
Yeah.
Nico's got 4, but he doesn't have any goals. I thought he had one tonight, but Shesterkin, man, he flashed that glove there late in the game.
Oh, that was a Patrick Waugh. He exaggerated. Basically, he had the puck in his glove, and then he just, like, did one of these, like, Patrick Waugh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was exaggerated. It was a great save, don't get me wrong, but it was not, you know, he was just showboating in front of his
Bring back
home
Corey
fans.
Crawford. Martin Rosario. Let's get old Go-Go Gadget Gillies back in net.
How about the E-Bug as well, you know?
The Hamburglar? What was his name? I can't even remember his name now.
Andrew Hammond.
Yeah. Who else did we have? Wedgwood?
Eric Dell. Was it Eric Dell?
Aaron Dell. Aaron Dell.
Aaron Dell, yeah. Sorry.
Oh, boy. Supernova wants Gillies. Go Gadget Gillies.
And wasn't there another French-Canadian goaltender, Louis Domingue?
Oh, yeah, Louis Domingue, too. Yeah. He lasted for like a week or two. Oh, boy.
I'm telling you, 20 years from now, they should have a reunion of the 7 goalies that were in net in that back. It'll be a nice Devil's Trivia question at Stagehouse Tavern when Shorts Guy's reading off the trivia. What 7 goaltenders started in the year 2021-2022 season? Does not have to be
Go Gadget Schneider. Whoa. Well, the Islanders are eliminated now, so, you know, maybe that'll happen. Maybe they'll suit Marty up, you know? They'll have Marty as the backup.
Speaking
one
of
last
Marty,
time.
I got the helmet right here.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Got the helmet.
There it is.
Yeah.
We gotta hope for something. Get Kincaid. Oh boy. No, I mean the Devils, you know, they got counterpunched today, you know, and I think we as fans almost got too used to winning here. And we have to remember this is the playoffs. This isn't a Columbus Blue Jackets over here. You know, the Rangers finished the season only a few points behind us. They're a good team. They're a good quality team. So, you know, I think it's just funny how so far everything has been so similar with games 1 and 2, games 3 and 4, then game 5, and game 6. So it's really going to be interesting, this game 7. And I am just glad that the Devils, you know, figured out how to win at home, because we know that's been a challenge for them for a few years. But this season here, you know, especially near the end, they really figured out how to play on home ice. And so let's hope that they continue to play well with that home ice advantage, and that whatever moves Lindy does decide to make, are there any changes? You know, Boquist has kind of gone back to being invisible out there. Does he put Sharon Govich in? Does Miles Wood somehow find his way back into the lineup?
Does Luke Hughes
I
make
don't know
a
if
Game 7 start?
does Luke?
No,
Yeah, I mean,
I'm kidding, but
you never know. Do they go 11-7 and have
That'd be too radical.
I mean, I would think so, but you never know.
I wouldn't have the balls to do that.
I wouldn't either.
You know, I think honestly, I think Lindy is going to just go status quo. The players they know what's on the line, and you got to go with the guys that got you there. And right now it's Secure Schmid. Right now he got this team to this situation, and a couple penalties. I'm not faulting Mercer on that one, but a couple penalties led to these power play goals. It's all about momentum. It really is. And that first 10 minutes of that game, and I always, because you got to, whoever sets the tone on Monday is going to win the game. It's just, are you going to play Rangers hockey or are you going to play Devils hockey? And again, I'm hoping to see a sea of red in the crowd.
Yes.
Rooting for the team on. Even if the team's down, you got to, root for them and be loud. And
they are the comeback kids.
And give them that advantage and don't get down. Max says, Sam, go where Igor lives and litter his room with Ranger suck confetti.
We can have like an old school like mischief night type of thing. Go to his house and just instead of toilet paper, we just like throw Ranger suck confetti everywhere, all over his yard and house and everything like that.
Yeah, we got to go like, remember Revenge of the Nerds?
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we got to do something of that nature. Put
call up Kovalchuk. He's still on the salary. Oh boy, I'm glad we're all having a good sense of humor about this, because that's the way we need to be. We can't be all doom and gloom and act like we've already, you can't go in thinking that you've already lost. Yep. The Devils have a great opportunity here to win on home ice.
Yep.
They could have checked out of this series a long time ago. After the first two games. It didn't look pretty. I know I had a lot of friends call me and text me and they're like, well, it was a fun year. And I said, these are the comeback kids. And these are the road warriors. Game 3 is a must win, but don't count them out before we go through Game 3. And they rattled off 3 straight. I could call Yager Codex. He's still playing over there in the Czech Republic on his team. What's he, like 54, 55 or something like that now? And he's still out there playing. He's probably at the ice rink every morning still at 7 a.m., skating laps. Good for Yogs.
Ted, conspiracy theory. The fix was in. Yes.
The fix was in.
Yeah, the fix was in. The fix was in.
It's going to be a fun game.
I'll tell you.
But these Devils can win this game 7. They can win this game 7. Without a doubt.
I will say.
On home ice.
Sorry.
No, I'm sorry. I was just going to say on home ice. Home fans. Devils played really well at home this year. They figured it out. It's going to be nerve-wracking for us fans. But the Devils just need to go in there and play their game and use their speed. What were you going to say, Sam?
I was going to say, Scotty, there's one cool thing about having Game 7. I have a lot of friends that are Devils fans that live out of state. Well, there's Andrew Bunin from Cocoa Beach, Florida. There's my buddy Paul that now transplant, lives in Ohio right now from Jersey. They all have Game 7 tickets, and they're all coming back home. And it's amazing how a lot of my friends that I haven't seen since pre-pandemic are all coming home for one game because they know it's Devils Rangers. That they bought these tickets and hope, okay, if there's Game 7, I'm dropping everything and going back home. And it's going to be it's going to be an electric atmosphere at American Whiskey out in the big stage. We have some guests that are tentative, big-time guests. I would say A-list guests. Hopefully he'll come through. But regardless, American Whiskey is going to be absolutely rocking, both pregame, postgame, especially if they win postgame. It is going to be nuts, Scotty. So, yeah, and just seeing my old friends again for that Game 7. I mean, I'm not talking like just 2 or 3 people. Like even Moose may be coming down. Rebecca may be coming down for Game 7. If you don't have a ticket, you should just go down anyway. You know,
just come on down and party, and hang out at American Whiskey. And the game will be on the screens there. We'll be doing Game Day Live. We'll be doing Devils After Dark. We're hoping that we're talking about a big Devils victory and a series clincher. And moving on to Carolina, but it's going to be a massive game. I love it, Sam Wu. I mean, this is Game 7. This is big time over here. This is what you live for as hockey fans.
Yep. Exactly.
Playoff, arch rival, Game 7, home ice. Bring it on. Let's do this, boys.
There's nothing to be nervous about during pregame. I expect everybody to leave it all out. Just
on the ice.
Yeah, on the just. I'm telling you, the when you talk to players, and even former players, like Ken Danico, when we had him on, when I told him that, one of the most unique experiences I've ever had was I've never had this ever when they're going through the scratches and they skip over his number because he wasn't playing in the Stanley Cup Finals, and for Game 7, they skipped over his name, and the crowd knew that Ken Danico's last game was going to be that night, Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Finals. Like, that roar even got Ken Danico fired up, that he heard it in the locker room. Like, the players, they feel it, and they also can feel your negative energy as well. So it's really, really important that you go out, you show up, you cheer for your team. Forget about the Ranger fans in the crowd.
Sweep the leg. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah. So just do your best, and good things will happen. I'm telling you, you got to go all out on Monday. There's no screwing around. Basically comes down to one game. Who plays?
All comes down to one game.
Yeah.
So I'm excited, nervous, but excited. I hope that we as Devils fans have a Game 7 that we can talk about for a number of years to come.
Yeah.
That's what I'm hoping for. But let's get to some you versus Woo. Uh-oh. Oh, Edmonton's up 4-3. I didn't even see that. Oh, wow. Only 13 minutes left to go. Kings are holding on. Just barely here, staying in this game. 40 shots on goal for the Kings. Damn. Let's get to some you versus Woo. Our score predictions that we've been doing all season long. Sweep the leg, Ted. You got a problem with that? No, Sensei. Then do it. That's what we're talking about. Who said Timo Meyer with a game-winning goal? Was that Codex on here? I saw that. Calling it now. Yep. We will see. Ramona had 3-2. Max had 3-2. So, hey, you guys get some OTLs there for the Devils. Oh, no, wait. Devils 3. Never mind. Damn it.
We got some OTLs. Shane Van Sickle had 2-1 Devils.
Okay.
David Kay had 2-1 Devils. Eric Gaub had 2-1 Devils, and Steve Tardis had 2-1 Devils for OTLs.
Okay. All right, so we got some OTLs over there. That's not bad. We got some points on the board. I like it. Whew. Take a deep breath. Game 7 is on its way. We can all be nervous tomorrow. Selecta had 4-2. Joseph, I got trunked his account. How many drinks did you have, Joseph? If you had a total of 7, I'll give it to you then. Wait, 5-5? Did I miss? Oh, the Kings just tied it! Oh, wait, we have 4-4. Okay. Wow. Or as they call them out here in L.A., the Kings. The Kings and the Dodgers.
All right, Scotty. I think we should wrap it up.
All right. Well, tough. Oh, wow. Bad giveaway by, what do you know? Edmonton goaltending not coming through. Where have I heard that story before? Whoa. Yes, my awesome Sling TV here is still behind, I guess, on everybody else in the world, even though the game is being played right here in Los Angeles, but whatever. Yeah, we're going to have the big show tomorrow, Sunday night. Myself, Sam by God Woo, Beer Baron and Shorts Guy will be talking about and getting ready for Game 7 tomorrow night, so make sure you tune in and check it out. The big show, Let's Go Devils podcast right here. And, of course, on Monday, from American Whiskey, hopefully with some A-lister guests and lots of friends and family all around coming in for Game 7. We'll be doing Game Day Live. Sorry, I'm drinking this whiskey and Coke. I'm not used to drinking soda. I'm burpy and gassy. I never have soda anymore. I'm a water and iced tea man. I've gone on to the unsweetened tea in the recent years. It's delicious, Sambo. It's delicious.
Wow.
Once you get used to the no sugar, it's quite well. But on Monday, from American Whiskey, oh, baby, if you're going down to the game, stop over, say hello to Sam by God Woo. He'll be out there on the big stage. Shorts Guy will be around. I'm sure he'll have a bunch of Rangers Suck t-shirts and I Hate Sam Woo t-shirts and Let's Go Devils podcast t-shirts. All, of course, for sale, cash or digital. Thank you, Venmo. So if you want a cool t-shirt, you can stop by. I'm sure Shorts Guy will have the setup there right by the stage. Sam Woo will be hosting along with the great Vinny Parisi from Chicago. And Sam has told me the guest that he is working on. And I would think if we do get either of the ones that we have been discussing, I think you as Devil fans will be pretty happy with who stops by the old set.
Yeah.
Now, again, nothing is confirmed.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing is just confirmed just yet, but we're getting close. We're getting close. I can't say anything just yet because, like I said, I don't want to promise anything that we're not 100% sure on.
Yep.
But we do have 2 names that we've been working on. Actually, maybe even you could throw a third one in there as well that I know we've reached out to. So we'll see what happens. But if anyone is going down to the game, please stop by American Whiskey, say hello, grab a pizza, grab some wings, grab some beers, grab the extra bacon Sam Woo special salad. Can't go wrong. Just don't tell Mrs. Wu about it, okay? Our secret. And then, of course,
as
post-game.
As she's listening to the podcast.
Just shaking her head like this, like.
Yeah.
And then, of course, post-game, we'll be on here, Sam By God Wu and me, Scotty, hopefully talking about a series clincher and moving on to the Carolina Hurricanes, hopefully talking about the best game of the series that the Devils played. Right now, that was Game 5. Let's hope Game 7 they come out with that same ferocity and attack and just pure speed up and down the ice. And it's going to be a big question. Who starts on Monday? I thought everyone in the chat would say Akira. Stone Cold Akira Schmid. That's the bottom line because Stone Cold says so. Pop open some Schmidweisers, but saw a lot of you came back with your answer being Vitek Vanacek. So maybe there's more thought to it than I was originally given credit for. We'll see what Coach Ruff decides. We'll see if he can push that magic button one more time when the Devils really need it here in Game 7. I'm looking forward to it, Sam. I'm nervous as hell, but I'm also excited as hell.
Yeah, I'm excited if the Devils win Monday night. Devils After Dark at American Whiskey is going to be pretty crazy. I better be on my A game because I'll probably can't even hear you through my headset, Scotty. So
I hope so. I hope that's the way it is, my friend.
It's going to be wild. And, if you come to the big stage for Game Day Live, please give our guests a warm welcome throughout the entire podcast because we're trying to, last Game Day Live when we had Arlette, we had a lot of fans holding up signs and all that kind of stuff. It was really cool to interact with everybody. And if you haven't yet, those that are new to YouTube Live, subscribe to our YouTube channel at Let's Go Devils, Facebook Live at Let's Go Devils Podcast, and on Twitter at Let's Go Devils Pod. And also subscribe to our podcast pages, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify. Leave us a 5-star review and a review. That'd be great. We've been getting some great reviews lately. We see it in the numbers. We are in record territory. I showed Scotty and the guys what we've done this month. Can't do this podcast without you guys. So thank you. And also, I got to set my alarm because we got the Morning Woo tomorrow.
Waking up with Morning Woo.
Yeah, because we're going to forget about this game and move forward to Game 7. That's right, Game 7. So bring it on, the Morning Woo.
I'm sorry, World's Worst Gamer just asked if Mark Schwab is related to Corey Schwab. Oh, that might be the comment of the night. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Want to thank everybody. Yeah. We'll get it back. Till next time, let's go Devils.